Hey YouTube, Satoshi Matrix here yet again bringing you another video. On this installment of the Controller Chronicles, I'll be talking about a controller for the Sega Master System, a system that does not get the recognition it deserves. So, the Sega Master System has a fairly simple controller. This is in fact the fourth revisioned controller that Sega produced, and it is the best out of the bunch. The first controllers originally had a little disc thing in the middle of the controller to have a little control stick that would pop out and be like a thumbstick, and it didn't really work that well. It also had the cord coming out of the side, just like the original Famicom controller, which meant the controller was awkward to handle and, not very good. So this is the controller. If you are used to a NES controller, one thing you'll notice is this thing. This is a big disc instead of the D-pad. It acts as a D-pad, but it doesn't really work quite as well. Now, different people will have different opinions on this thing being a total piece of shit, and some people will say that it's it's okay. I remember the opinion that it's somewhere in between. It's not the best, but it's not the worst either. There are far worse D-pads that I've used for other third-party controllers, and the Xbox 360 D-pad, for instance, is much worse than this. Other than that, it doesn't have that much more going on for it. It's got the standard buttons that are got quite a bit of range. You could push these down, and they're not as shallow as an NES controller's buttons are. So this is the standard controller. If you're used to using an NES controller, one thing you'll find is this D-pad, is not that great for platformers or shooters, but it's okay. But there's a better option than using this thing, and that thing I'm going to be talking about is right here. This is the Competiton Pro Professional Control Pad for the Sega Master System. It also works with the Atari 2600, the Atari 7800, the MSX, and a whole bunch of other things as well. It's Commodore 64, in addition to somewhat working with the Sega Genesis or Sega Mega Drive. Okay, so the features that this thing has, it has auto fire, it has turbo fire, it has an 8-way super switch, which I don't even know what that's supposed to mean, and it has a 1-year warranty. Ooh. Considering this thing is probably like from 1991, I don't think that warranty really matters, but if you want, it has a warranty. Okay, so let's turn off the back of the box, and it's pretty much just got the same information on the front. Very basic box. Alright, so let's bust out the actual controller. And here it is. So one thing you'll notice is, hey look, an actual D-pad. And the D-pad is very reminiscent of a NES controller. The buttons are also raised like an NES dog bone controller. So that's kind of neat. And it also has these switches up top. And these switches are the rapid fire and auto fire. So the way it works is you have them all the way to the left, and the buttons will be just, press the button and it works. Push it to turbo, hold down the button, and it will fire like around 8 or 9 times a second. Put it on auto fire, and now you don't even need to press the button. The button will just automatically press on its own. And yeah, the D-pad is actually extremely good. It's better than probably a lot of D-pads from third-party controllers from that era. And I think that it's just a comfortable controller to hold. It's very similar to an NES controller like this. Alright, so it's already plugged in, so let's grab some games and show you some gameplay. First, I'll show Astro Warrior here. Plug in Astro Warrior. Turn on the Master System. Okay, let's boot it up. Move the tripod. Use the controller. That's just firing as normal. Put it to turbo. Or auto fire. Alright, so there's Astro Warrior running in action. Next, let's exchange this game out and try a different title. How about a platformer? Here's Rastan. Turn it on. Rastan boots up. Alright, so there's Rastan. Finally, I'll show one other game in action. If I can get this one up, there we go. The beat 'em up Streets of Rage. Put Streets of Rage in, turn it on. Let's choose Blaze. And again, the controller. It works excellent for this type of game as well. Well, I'm not playing very well, but yeah, you get the point. There's this controller works excellent as a replacement for the original Sega Master System controller. So yeah, this is fairly rare. You'll need to import these from Europe mostly. You can pick one up new on eBay for about €50 or so. So it's not exactly the cheapest controller, but they are available, and yeah, it's an excellent controller. Much better if you prefer a D-pad like this as opposed to the D button that comes with the Sega Master System controller. So that'll be it for now. So again, guys, thanks for watching, and be sure to check the annotation below for other videos in the Controller Chronicles series. So again, thanks for watching. Take care.